Zotero is a free citation management software program that allows you to quickly and easily save and cite your sources. To get started, go to zotero.org and click the download button. Next, download Zotero for Mac or for Windows, and then install the proper browser connector. If you're going to use more than one browser, you have to install a connector for each one. I recommend using either Chrome or Firefox. Next, register for a free account. Registering for a free account allows you to access your Zotero library anywhere that you have internet access. It also backs up your library to the cloud. Here's an example of a Zotero library. You can see the main library folder, and these are all of my documents. If you've just downloaded Zotero, your library will be empty. To add items to my Zotero library, we've got to locate our Add button. This is our Zotero icon right here, and this icon will change depending on the content in our browser. In this case, I've used OneSearch to search on global warming, and I have a collection of items you can see that are listed below, and Zotero is recognizing that and denoting that with a manila folder. If I click on that button, what will happen is Zotero will add citations and, where available, full text items. However, if I want to add individual articles or book chapters, what I'll need to do is actually select a full text item and then add the individual item to my Zotero library. For example, if we want to add this article to our collection, we can click on the title link, and then you can see that there are two databases that index this work. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the link to the database that indexes it, and pay attention to what happens to our Zotero icon. It changes from a piece of paper with a line on the bottom to what looks like a piece of paper with lines all the way through. This is the icon that we need to see in order to successfully add this to our Zotero collection. So I'll go ahead and click on that button, and I'm adding it to a folder called Example in my Zotero library, and you can see that it is saving the full text of my article. So let's go back to our Zotero library and take a look. So here's the article that we've just added to our Zotero library. You can see in this right-hand panel, this is the metadata that's been imported from the database, and this is what will be used to create our citations. If you click up here on Notes, you can add your own notes. You can also click on Tags, and you can see that these have been automatically imported with the article, but you can add your own tags and use those to search later. If you click on the arrow right next to the page icon, you can see that your full text is here. There's also this thing called a snapshot that Zotero adds in, and it takes up a lot of data, so there's a way that you can suppress that. If you're using a Mac, click on Zotero and Preferences. If you're using a PC, click on Edit and Preferences. Under the General tab, just deselect Automatically Take Snapshots. That'll save some space. And while we're in the Preferences, if you click on Sync, you can go ahead and sign in with your Zotero account, and that'll automatically link your desktop Zotero to your online Zotero. So let's talk briefly about organizing our Zotero library. You can see that the article that we added in was added into the example collection because that was the folder that I had highlighted when I clicked on the Zotero Add button. However, this is just a copy of the article. All of my articles live in my library. The articles that appear in the different collections are just copies. You can create additional collections by clicking on the button up here in the upper left corner that says New Collection, or if you hover over My Library and control click if you're on a Mac or right click if you're on a PC, then you can click on New Collection. So we can do a new collection entitled English 1A, and then we can also add sub-collections to that by either control click or right click, and we can add a new sub-collection, and we'll name that Paper 1. Now I can click on my library and I can start adding items into my different collections or sub-collections. So we'll add in a couple of articles, and then we'll put some other articles into our sub-collection, and you can see that these have now been copied over. So that's one way to organize your Zotero library. Now let's cover doing in-text citations and works cited pages. I'm in Microsoft Word, and you can see there's a Zotero link at the top of the page. Zotero added that in when I installed my browser connector. If I click on Zotero, you can see that I can add or edit a citation or a bibliography. I need an in-text citation for one author, so I'm going to click on Add Edit Citation, and a little ribbon pops up. I can start typing either part of the title or the author's name, and Zotero will look up that information. I then select the proper source, hit Enter, and it'll put in an in-text citation. If I need to add an in-text citation for more than one author, I can go ahead and click on Add Edit Citation, choose the proper author, and then keep adding to that. And we'll put in one more and hit Enter. And now I have in-text citations for 3 authors. When it comes time to create our works cited page, Zotero will create this automatically based on our in-text citations. Simply click on Add Edit Bibliography, and Zotero will automatically create your works cited page. There are additional ways to create citations and bibliographies using Zotero. If you just need 1 or 2 citations, you can actually select your resource and just drag and drop it onto a word processing document, and it will create a single citation for you. If you want to create a bibliography based on a collection, you can control-click or right-click and then select Create Bibliography from Collection, select your citation style and click OK. That content is now copied onto your clipboard, and you can paste that into a document, and you will have a bibliography based on that collection. For more information about using Zotero, go to the Zotero website and look at the information under the documentation link. If you have further questions, feel free to contact a librarian.